Yeah. I guess we're live.
Oh, we're live? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, that worked out. So, hi guys. Welcome. I did not know we were doing this. I thought you had everything set up.
It is. This is how it is.
I thought you had a different thing set up to show the art.
Oh, yeah. It's down here. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to do like a live presentation of us.
Oh, okay.
Does that
All
make
right.
sense?
I'm still learning as I go here, guys. So, sorry.
Like he's-
Work was a little rough at the end.
Yeah. He's been like very out of it. So,
Yeah. So, no, this is not the half-ass show you're tuning into, guys.
No.
Sorry about that. We'll be back on Saturday with that. Don't you worry about that. That is not even a worry. That's still happening. Probably a lot to talk about then, too. What we're doing here tonight is, so when MNR sort of started, it was the original intent was to kind of, yes, and that is the logo.
Yeah.
The intent was, okay, we're going to do streaming and all that stuff, obviously, so, I mean, there was that involved with it. Mm-hmm. But it was also kind of like a creative outlet to kind of focus on as well. Hey, welcome to Rock Out. There we go.
Oh my God. He had to literally slash his fucking face.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So when we did this, the intent was sort of, if people in our group had projects that they wanted to do creatively, we would be able to unite as a group and have a place we could put our flag in, and, that'd be sort of like Image Comics, how, they're in control of their property and all that. We're just kind of helping along the way.
Yeah.
That was the intent of M&R originally, and long story short, here we are. Here's the intro. This is called The Dominant Ones. Please, feel free to speak up at any point, Illy.
Well, it's been a project that we've been working since, 2019?
2019, 2020, somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it kind of started taking shape around 2020.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to start grabbing that mouse here because I
Yeah.
have, a bunch of stuff here.
So, as we go along here, guys, for those of you that are joining in, a little different format. We will be kind of info dumping a fuck ton of shit. Feel free to ask questions as you go. I have the chat here going on my side. Illy can kind of see it when she has it on her screen. So,
Yeah.
But so the story itself kind of started around that time. We didn't have a title name at that point.
We did not. We had...
A lot of names were bouncing around at one point.
here we go. This
Yeah.
is the one that I wanted to put.
That is the cover that Illy made up, and I'm waiting on our screen to show up.
Yours...
It's going to be a little slow.
It's going to take a bit.
If it's even showing up, but...
It should.
Well, my computer's special
Yeah.
sometimes.
No, your thing is special.
Just gotta refresh it, so... Bear with me, I just want to make sure, I'm doing the slides, we can see stuff.
It's
there we go!
Oh my
Yay!
God. It's been there for an hour.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fine. So, this is the original poster that Illy made up, I don't know, how many years ago?
Like a million years ago, not
Yeah.
gonna lie there.
Yeah.
It's I think when we recently moved up here, so what was it, 2020?
Yeah, it was 2020.
So this is when I actually got the Clip Studio art. This is one of the first ones that I actually got to work on.
These characters that you're seeing have evolved
dramatically.
exponentially, I would even argue.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. So, the basic premise of this was, what was it? You wanted to do something with, a school at one point? I remember that. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, that was the OG idea. Because
So, Illy had a whole different story planned out for this. I'll let you go for this.
The first concept that I had about this was because I was fooling around and was bored one day, and I was like, you know what would be really funny if we made our Google personas in characters.
Yes, Google things, yeah.
That's how the original concept came up, because I started doodling, and it was just funny. In my mind, it was just funny.
I was actually kind of curious where she was going with this.
And, here we go. This is the original. I'm gonna...
Okay, you're deciding to do it now. Yeah, okay. These are the original 4 characters. Or 5, I'm sorry. 5.
Those were the 5
Five.
My original idea was, it was like a school where they meddle around and all that stuff. It was...
Your typical, anime girl adventure-rama.
Yeah, it was a harem, but with a bunch of girls and one dude or some bullshit like that. And it's You know what would be great? Because I always told Brandon, like, we should just do something sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never in my fucking life, I never had the space, nor the
Resources.
Well, not the resources I did have, but the space and the privacy, I guess, to work on something like that. Because my parents were always very nosy.
So these are the original 5 that we made up. Well, she made up years ago.
Oh, this is 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
So that's the origin of
There you
that
go.
one. You can see on the logo.
That's my signature back then.
Yeah. So, okay, so she's doing this stuff, and, I'm knocking around and all that stuff. And nobody's really read my stuff outside of her, in all fairness, but I tend to go with the George R.R. Martin effect of, this isn't dark enough. This ain't disturbing enough. I think that'd be fair to say, right?
And that's how it really, that's where I'm sitting right now, because I wanted something. I always go with my stories like very
light.
Not now. But back then they were like sweet and cuddly and shit.
And then she gave me the concept, and I distinctly remember, if you want to go back to that one, the original concept one. Okay, so we have the pink and purple ones here, respectively. Okay, and she's zooming in and out, guys. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
I distinctly remember she was showing me these characters, and she's like, "So what do you think?" And I was sitting at work on my lunch break in my car as I'm looking at these pictures. And I'm like, okay. And just call it divine inspiration, call it just a gut feeling, you can call it whatever you want. My exact next quote to her was, okay, the pink and the purple need to be a couple, and they need to work with the guy.
Yeah.
That was pretty much this was like my first look at these characters.
Sadly, I can't show like the other concept characters because those are going to spoil a lot of things. But
these are the bases.
But believe me, he is there because that's kind of why I put it like the poster. That's where originally I actually did.
The guy in the middle is actually the guy we're talking about.
Still, he changed because originally he had like different stuff.
Yeah. So that's sort of the genesis of the concept of what we're working with.
Yeah.
Now you're probably sitting there saying, "But Brandon, I may have read this thing," because in some Discords that had writers' communities, I kind of dropped the prologue to this.
Okay.
And I think I dropped it on our first look page, too, on our Discord, which, by the way, if you're a VIP there, or if you're a VIP and you're not on our Discord,
please post it.
Yeah, I'm going to get there, because my computer is over here.
Slow as shit.
Yeah. That is our Discord. If you're not even a fan, if you're not even a VIP, come on in. We're always welcoming people. There's art there, too. So people immediately I kind of wrote that thing just as a proof of concept. Like, there's something here, but we need to set up a backstory.
Right.
And the backstory is basically World War Infinity. Is what I could basically call it. Like, name like a nightmare scenario of a world war now.
Oh, yeah.
And this is pretty much what I built. And
it is nasty.
It's so this is also around the time of 2019. And we'll get into a little more of stuff like that, because it'll make more sense as what I kind of did with that as we go on. But there's a lot of things there that are very much part of the world right now, or at the time. Mm-hmm. A lot of protests, a lot of riots. It was like it's like putting a spark to a fire and just seeing what happens with the hay. It wasn't going to be pleasant. By the way, welcome in if you guys are just joining us. We're kind of going over the concepts, so just trying to catch up with people. So yeah. But the thing is, the story of all this stuff is set after that, and the event we called it is the Last War. Mm-hmm. Now, realistically, we're human beings. We're not ever going to have a last war. Uh-huh. But this war was so catastrophic, so devastating to the world that, it's like the United States decimated. And part of that is we have 2 areas in the States. We have the Daisy Chain, which is very much borrowed from Death Stranding. I'm not even going to try and hide it there. Of like a series of cities kind of linked together.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and they extend out from basically, I want to say Philly out to L.A. with some strands in between there going south and north as needed. And the city of New York, the state of New York, and I think 2 other states in the story were seized by a group of corporations and renamed the Colony of New York and seceded from the United States.
New York is horrible.
New York is very... Okay, so one thing I want to get out of the way right away, because I use this term a lot, and I think a lot of people get confused on it. this is cyberpunk inspired, but not the cyberpunk you're thinking of. Not the video game, not the role-playing book. We're going more towards William Gibson and the genre cyberpunk, where it's hacking and technology. World's kind of fucked up.
It's a lot more cleaner because for what you wanted, it's like a lot more minimalistic.
Minimalistic is good, yeah.
Yeah.
Minimalistic makes sense.
Uh-huh.
But and again, this will become more clear as the story and the figure and the pictures we're showing show off. I don't think I understand cyberpunk wants to lean to dystopia, but not all cyberpunk could be dystopia, and not all cyberpunk is going to be utopia either. There's going to be a middle,
Right.
and that's kind of where we're going here, and we'll get to those in a little bit. But the genres we're kind of straddling are science fiction,
Yes.
cyberpunk, the genre, not the RPG, not the brand.
Yeah,
I can't make that. I can't stress that enough because everybody gets a picture of cyberpunk in their brain now, and they think Night City and all that stuff, which I can see, and I see the influence in this.
Right.
But
Right.
it's not like, well, everybody's going to have like expendable arms and they're all cybernetic. That's not what I'm doing here.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say that because I feel there's enough people right now. It's like, oh yeah, it's cool to get like augmentation and get robotics and all that stuff put into you. And then you actually have to start doing it. And I feel like a lot of people would blink.
I think the deal over here.
I got Skull saying something.
Oh, he says that it sounds very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah. And again, feel free to ask questions as we go along here, guys.
So the deal that I got here is more of a what if more realistic situation, because a lot of the things that happen, are kind of fucked up, and there's a lot of like tech and a
nanotechnology is a big thing in this.
It's a big thing. Oh God, it's a big thing. But it's not like in the cyberpunk world that it's a lot more tech. I don't know, exaggerated tech, I want to say.
Well, it's like they're getting augmentation for like blades and weapons like, having your heart replaced with a thing, which, yes, these are all theoretical things that could happen in this world. I'm not saying they're not, but they're not like the important thing.
Yeah, like the important thing here is like more in the medical institutions.
Medical and industrial.
That's where we're at. Like, how would it be happening in a real world kind of deal?
Especially after a catastrophic event.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. Not so much like pew pew flu flu. It's more of a well, this can happen.
Yeah.
Which it made it.
So that's where the world is set up in this. Now we have to get to the two factions, and yes, there's a cat over there.
I didn't see her, bro.
Yeah, our pets are like it's a fireside chat with our pets tonight. If you haven't realized. There are two factions, and you can show these pictures at this point.
Which?
Well, let's start off with our hero or main character, Thomas.
Well, I have the Terrell 3.
No, go with Thomas right now because we can show all three at the end.
Well, give me a second because I have
you have to figure it out.
I have way too much people.
This is called vamping, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
All right.
There we go.
So that is our lead character. His name is Thomas Walker. He is heir to a company. He was raised a little differently than most rich kids were. Because you think of a rich kid, you think, oh, well, I'm gonna go to the high end schools. It's like, no, his parents kicked him. Like, for example, when he was before high school, he went to public school because his parents' rationale was you need to understand and associate with the common man because you're gonna be running a company someday, and you need to see their perspective. You don't lose sight of that.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Let's see here. I got some notes here on these characters. So, as I wrote in some people know, I am very much music driven. And, yeah. And all these things are going on. So, a song I would try to say with him for this would be The Day I Tried to Live by Soundgarden, which, yes, I know sounds depressing, but again, when you understand the story, makes a lot of sense. And another reason I kind of like it, what we did with him was, you saw the long hair with him, and that has actually kind of been a consistent theme with him, and I kind of like that. Yes, it's anime tropey. Yes, it's kind of like, well, your lead character has to have long hair.
Yeah.
But he's also a metalhead. So you have a CEO who is a metalhead and hates fucking formal wear. If he can avoid it, he is a happy camper.
It's like the plague for him.
Yeah. Not anything that I would know there or anything. Look, there are similarities with these characters. Let's just be fair. But I kind of like a down to earth kind of guy. He's very responsible for his age, I would say, because he's around mid to late 20s by the time of the start of this. We haven't really nailed down his age, and I think I put 30 at one point, but we really haven't nailed down their ages. So
Oh, we kind of do.
25, I would say anywhere in the window of like 25 to like 33 is a good window.
When you're still stupid, but you're old enough to drink. So
Yeah.
you're stupid and old enough to drink.
And the poor man, when this starts, just gets railroaded. Like, he just deals with a fuck ton of shit.
Yeah, and it's adorable.
Yeah, it's not in a bad way, but it's like, it's very personal for him, and a lot of what happens in the first act with him will shape his decisions in the next act.
Yeah.
And that will make sense. Again, I have to keep a lot behind here, but it's like there's justification. You have to have justification. So we have him, and then if you want to show Douche LaDouche.
Oh my god. There we go.
Okay, so this handsome fella. Yeah. So I got
But before you start,
go ahead.
shame on you, everyone that liked that son of a bitch. This picture had way too much likes on fucking Twitter. Way too much likes. It's like, bro, he's a bad guy. He was like, oh no, but what? Like, he's a bad guy. Why? Why are you paying so much attention? From all the pictures that I did, this one.
This is actually the most sane one we have of him.
This is the most sane.
Yeah. This is Stefan, and I know we kind of bounce back and forth on the name, but I think it's one of those things where it's like you can kind of depends on when you're reading it how it sounds. I feel like in his brain, Stefan sounds cool and like very hip, but everybody calls him Steven.
Yeah, it's Stephen.
Yeah.
Stephen, like Stefan. No, Stephen.
Yeah. And if Thomas is in the 25 to 30 range, he's knocking on 40 and above.
In this picture, it doesn't show, but
because
like
the lighting's excellent, by the way.
Yeah, because like right here on, I don't think it can show.
You can zoom in a little bit if you
but
want.
But like right here in his, goddamn, I want to see his chest. In his sides, he has like the, what was it that we said?
The gray.
The gray stuff.
Yeah.
He has gray.
So if you've read comic books, think Parallax. Let's go with that. Like Green Lantern Parallax. Hal Jordan when he had the gray on his sides.
I guess.
You see a picture, it makes sense. I'm trying to get a visual for people here. He's a little older, but he's very trendy, and I use that term incredibly loose.
It's so hard. For me, it's so hard. Because I see like his way he dresses, like, oh my god, you don't wear socks, do you?
Yeah, so Steven is a member of the Rain family. Stephen Rain is his full name. And he brings up the other group in this series called Rain Org. If you're not paying attention to the subtle hints of what we're talking about here, I'll make them more obvious later. Okay. But suffice it to say, I mean, we had one objective with Steven. We literally had one objective with him. Make the biggest douche we could think of. So we leaned hard into every stereotype. Man bun, social chasing, I believe the golden leopard joke has survived to this point, so that will be involved.
I still need to do
that that's too. So great.
We wanted to put like on his chest a fucking tattoo. That's kind of why his chest is showing, but I haven't had the cringe to draw it.
She hasn't had enough alcohol. And by the way, before we go any further into this, I want to give a lot of credit to Illy right now. She has spent the last 4 days doing these portraits.
4 days? It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, but you kind of went into overdrive in the last 4.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is all worked. This is like, I think she was at one point through the week doing 2 a day. And this is after coming home from work and doing work and coming home and just going on to the thing. So, if you're going to support us on anything, please, for the love of God, her just to justify this. Like, my writing is,
Okay.
But her art is, please support her. Just, if you saw this on Twitter and you gave her a like, I'm going to justify it as, yeah, it's a sleazy guy, but she worked hard on these. So.
Oh God. I was like if I told Brandon, like, I kind of needed a bottle of tequila to draw this son of a bitch, and I didn't have it. All of this, I was sober drawing it.
Yeah.
Which.
And, again, a lot of stuff that this picture actually is very good as a good introduction, because when you actually meet the character, this distorts so much.
Oh yeah,
it's a great introduction. So that takes it to him. Do you want to show Nixon?
Nixon.
This is his father.
Nixon. I was more thinking of the president of Mexico, but it's the same thing.
No, this is the father of Stephen. This is Richard Rain. So, when I was leaning to earlier about, like, the name Raynorg, I don't know if people pay attention, and sorry, we are going to get a little political on this, because it's just so damn obvious. I kind of modeled the Reigns after the Trumps, and I didn't specify a specific Trump. Yes, there's... Okay, that's the problem with them. You can do only so much with one, but it's, like, very hard. It's not working, to you.
Oh, fucking shit. It should. Keep on going.
I don't know. There it is. There is so much that it's like I can't pick just one to focus on. So it's like I just took the whole family, like, you know, because if you know anything about them, like the father of the guy, I really don't want to say his name because I already said it. So just if you came in late, sorry, it starts with a T. He was very, very aggressive towards his son, and the son has been factored into dealing with a lot of the trauma with his kids. But at the same time, it's like the worst possible human being actually was successful and left it to a klutz. That's kind of where we're going with this.
Oh, pretty much. I should have loved my kids. More my kids. I didn't.
But this is what I want to do, was like the danger of, imagine somebody evil and competent actually had power, and it wasn't the other way around. It was about 3 years ago. And you kind of get an idea of just how dangerous of a situation we're going to be in next year, but that's going to be that's another matter entirely. I'm trying to stay apolitical, but it's hard not to at least reference it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's gonna be a reference at the end of the day. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Also, goddamn COVID just kept us in a loop.
Yeah. So Richard is he is the linchpin for a lot of this, and he's actually the only surviving, kind of like the boys. I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can. A lot of corporations, maybe even.
Yeah, it's a lot
definite
of
nepotism here.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But Richard is actually one of the people we kind of mention in the prologue. The other one being Thomas's father, and these are the two guys that sort of rebuilt the chain, and then Richard went off and made CNY with a bunch of corporations, and it's why it's a corpo state, and the chain is just as it is.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Barely.
So, that is that. So that's the two, I guess, the protagonist and antagonist at the end of the day, although you could argue Richard may have more of a power play through most of the story than Stephen does, but that's neither here nor there.
Hard.
Yeah. Who do you want to show off next? Because we can kind of roll from there.
Well, you want to keep on with the bad guys or the good guys?
What do you want to do?
Because I have Haley right
Okay,
here.
let's go to her. She's actually another linchpin.
Yeah. Let me...
Hang on, guys. There we go. Okay, this actually is a great one to show off. I'm very happy about this one.
I love her.
So, she actually did some redesigns that I have to now edit in the story, so that's great.
Oh, I have Haley original here.
Yeah.
This is the OG character.
Note
design.
the cyberpunk influence on the outfit also.
Yeah, because it looks more like the... Well, you need to introduce her first.
Yeah.
Though.
Well, can you go back to the other picture? Yes. Okay, so what's critical about her is, and also at the same time, you can zoom in, pull it up a little bit. Pull it up, the screens. I want to show the screens.
Right.
Okay, you can see the technology in the background. That's another reason I wanted to bring that up, was the tech. Because, yeah, that's good, that's good. Mm-hmm. But you can see the tech, and you can see Healy. Healy is, so she is a doctor, but she's not a doctor of medicine per se. She's a psychologist. And she found something years ago that was used in the last war. And we're going to call it the USI method, and that is actually what we call it in the story. We're not going to go into too much depth about it.
That's how we used to call it, the USI.
That was one of our original story names, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. And the person standing behind her is... I'll wait until you zoom in, because I know you want to zoom in.
Yeah.
Hang on. I don't know what you wanted to do. You zoomed out, and I don't know what you were... Ah, there we go. That is... Mr. Black.
Mr. Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is Mr. Black, and he is one of our servants. And you're probably asking, well, Brandon, what the hell's a servant? Servants are, for the point of this part of the story, modified people, essentially. Like, take a person, put them through a process, and they become incredibly loyal and enhanced to serve their betters. Yes, we're going down that road.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. So grab a.
Remember when I said buckle up? There's a reason.
But
yeah, Mr. Black is sort of the Black Ops member. Forgive the pun. That was not the intended, but Mr. Black is the field ops representative along with another person. But basically, if people need to disappear, Mr. Black is your man to call. Yeah. So when you hear Mr. Black, you should probably piss your pants.
I hate the Simpsons reference. I hate it so much.
That's right, we chrome bar even in the dark situations, ladies and gentlemen. So when you hear Mr. Black, you're gonna hear that when you read the story, probably.
You're probably, and I hope they hear it because it's really fucking funny. Anyway,
hang on, let me get closer just so they can. Mr. Black.
I'm gonna make it a thing. Stop, Brent. Anyway.
Hey, we gotta get some content for our channel, right?
Yes. Okay.
Welcome into the reveal of Inside Story of the Dominant Ones. We're going over some information here. So this is the servant, Mr. Black, and the creator, Dr. Healy. However, Healy is a psychologist. We don't really have... There's a medical staff that take care of that stuff, but that's not relevant to the story right now.
Right.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. I was seeing the...
Okay.
kind of laughing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Who do you want to show next?
Who's next? You want to go with the girl, with the good ones, or?
Again, take your pick. I'm just roughing it at this point.
Yo, it's just that we
have a lot. This is our first act characters, guys.
Yes, too many. Okay, silver and gold.
Yeah, go for that.
So this is sorry for the terrible drawing right now.
It's a work in progress, ladies and
gents. But I couldn't finish it in time. I had to make dinner.
Mm-hmm. So, what we have here are actually Richard Rain's servants.
Yeah.
And they play an integral part into the servant process also. Mm-hmm. But Silver, I guess, is our resident bitch, for lack of a better term. And Gold is the nice one.
Still a bitch, but well, it's a nice one. It's a nice bitch.
Yeah, it's a nice bitch, but basically when things go bad, she's the one that's reassuring in a sense. Silver, well...
No, she just makes it worse.
It's, Silver is... You're as cold as ice, you're willing to sacrifice, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah, I actually
like
have a fucking song in the list.
I jokingly think of her as an ice queen. Like, she's hardcore, man.
So, let me just say this. The OG character, I based this is the first character that I drew.
Yeah. By the way, if you went back to the original set, it becomes very obvious where Silver falls into that set.
Yeah.
We'll go back to that real quick here. Try and pick out which one's which, ladies and gents. I got a feeling it's not hard. And yes, if that's what you're wondering, the redhead is Mr. Black.
The redhead?
I'm joking.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, why the redhead, Brandon? We all know who the fuck it is. Anyway.
Called making a joke.
Okay, Brandon.
Gold is actually a character that came a little later because we needed a yin to the yang, essentially.
Yes, that's where it fell down, honestly. So, but I really like Silver. She can be a bitch.
Silver's fun to write.
No. But Silver is Silver. Mm-hmm. I love Silver. And she's the first girl for me. Like, I started drawing her way long ago. I don't really have...
your skull guy said
yeah,
something.
Skull is laughing. Yeah. But I don't have really the OG drawing of her. It's lost to time.
Yeah, it's lost to time. I mean, there's numerous variants since then.
But this is, I'm going to keep her like that. That's why I drew her like that.
But very professional, and Gold is the I use air quotes here, good one. Like, there's no, on the bad side, there's really no redeeming qualities of these people, but we're trying our best here to make some, because they're only human. Well, they're not, but...
It's ketchup. You see, I can do the same thing. But it's very much
welcome to the Dark Disturbing Story with Simpsons References Hour.
Your fault.
Brought to you by Duff!
Anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, both of them are terrible in their own ways, but...
Well, Silver is a little more matter-of-fact. Silver will basically tell you, I'm using you, But Gold will come up and be like, it's okay. Can you just do this for me? That'd be really nice. I'd really appreciate it. And shoves you into the fire.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
she will kill you with kindness, I guess.
yeah, kill him quick.
Kill him quick.
But so that is they are servants. They are Richard Raines servants, and they are the OG servants.
I was gonna say they're the OGs.
Yeah, and you're probably wondering, well, how did they get created? I'm not gonna tell you everything. Why are we here then?
You don't want to know. No, you want to know. You just gotta read it.
So the problem is, I'm going to be point blank with you. You're going to find out how they were created, but you're not going to find out the reason why, because I refuse to do a prequel with this, because I just don't think there's enough there to do it with.
No, you can honestly.
It's better left to your imagination at that point.
Yeah, it's better. Just leave it like that.
Okay, who's next?
Oh my god. Okay, let's go with the terrible 3.
Okay. So another old school concept.
This is super old. Well, no, not really.
that old, but
2021. Wow.
Yeah. And you're also, if you haven't noticed, seeing Illy's art evolve before your eyes.
Yeah, it's terrible. I'm sorry.
So on
The
your
cringe.
left side, you got Thomas.
Yes.
On the right side, on the middle, we got Tamsin Jones, a doctor, and on the right is Tony McCoy.
I love him.
It's Illy's crush.
He's my crush.
Yeah.
I love
But why don't we go and take a deep dive onto Tam here real quick.
Okay. So let's go with the one that you wanted me to show off.
This one I wanted to show off because I wanted to show the technology again. So remember, it's the future, but it's not the future, and holograms are starting to kind of make a thing. So in this world, they use holographic interfaces for their screens. They're very touchscreen. Like, you've seen Iron Man, you've seen those movies, you know where we're going with this.
Ramen still exists, yo.
As does coffee. Coffee is a big thing for a certain character.
Yep. No, this is actually a can of Pepsi.
Yeah.
Well, it's not
whatever.
Pepsi.
It's not. It's Popsy.
Popsy. Peepsy. But yeah.
Buzz Cola.
Buzz Cola.
And Simpsons reference? Okay. Anyway, but they use a lot of holographic technology, and believe it or not, where we have cell phones right now in this world, like Tam's glasses are actually modified that they can actually hold what we call a personal device in there, which is basically, imagine a cell phone, just they've gotten the technology so small now.
So it'd be like the Google glasses, just nicer.
And properly used. But they can also project out, like she has her contact list and apps and all that stuff.
It's the Iron Man fucking glasses.
Yeah, basically what happens is, let's say you want to listen to Spotify, but you don't have your phone nearby, where you have to go get your phone. In this world, with her glasses on, she could just access Spotify by voice command and it'll boot up, because the HD or hollow device, which would be a TV or entertainment center, again, it's small enough now that you can just put these into your house like they're nothing.
Right.
Would just be like, oh, hey, Tam, okay, we're going to play this music for you. By the way, if you're curious of what music Tam would like, she would like Europop.
I love Europop.
And a good example would be Illuminate by Orbital.
Please hear it. It's so
It's
pretty.
a very good song. Yeah, it's on the All Together album. This is our modern update to Tam.
I did a bad thing.
You say bad, some people will say good.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is great. No,
So,
well, sorry. It's just that I felt like she needed a renewal. Like, everyone looked pretty decent in a way. And I said, like, you know what? No, she's hot. She has to be hot. That's just a personal preference.
But Tam is a very, I don't want to say meek, because she's very forceful when she wants to be.
She grew up here. No, she did hide them. She did have them. And Brandon told me, honestly, like, I didn't know she got a big rack on me. She did. She just used a hoodie. And she was covering it. You see? She was covering it. They were there. Just
Perspective,
now,
ladies and gents.
just now in the open. Anyway.
But anyway, she's a very, I don't want to say shy, but quiet's a good word. She's not me, because, like I said, she will stand up to people that she needs to stand up to. Like, she'll tell Thomas off without a hesitation. And part of the reason is she lost her parents at a young age. She kind of fell into Thomas with college, and they kind of grew up, and they look at each other more as a brother-sister relationship.
Yeah.
And Tam works for Walker in the R&D development in nanotechnology. If there was like a scientific person doctor in this show, you're looking at her.
Yeah.
She's whip smart. She is like, I graduated at 18, fuck you, with honors.
Yeah.
From college.
Yeah.
With a PhD. Mm-hmm. So, smartest person in the room, very.
Very. Tom's an idiot.
Naive? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Naive,
very
not-
sheltered.
That's the word, naive. She's kind of naive.
Yeah, but that's also with the magic of youth there. That's kind of the theme of that one.
Yeah.
But she will become a very strong character as the story goes on, and she's hard to write, but she's also probably had the most... Outside of a couple other characters, she's probably third in development. And how she developed in a way, because... Yeah. Who's next? We showing Mr. McHottie?
What? Tony?
Yeah.
Who are you talking about? Tony? Tony?
So this is Anthony Tony McCoy. He is head of Walker Security, and basically he runs Thomas and his father's security detail. He was a kid that grew up, and this is another action shot with him. By the way, for all the stuff we're talking about here, don't think I skimped on the action. It just takes a while to get there.
Oh, no. It's going to be action-packed.
Yeah. Like, Tony, if I had to pick a character that I enjoy writing and also kind of speaks in my voice, it'd be Tony. Because he's the older brother of the three of them. He's the one that will look at you and go, that's a bad idea. You shouldn't do that. Why are you doing that? God damn it, I have to clean it up now.
Yeah. He's going to be more action-packed. I have way too much poses of him.
Yeah. But he worked in chain military. He kind of got some... I don't want to say... Well, he got some special forces, but he didn't. And he came back because him and Thomas were friends growing up. And he was the one kid not intimidated by the rich kid in public school and actually became a friend. And it's a lifelong friendship. And, you know, when Tam came in there, he takes her in like nothing happened. It's like, Thomas is cool with you? Come on in. Mm-hmm. So that's our... I guess our holy trinity of this group.
Yeah.
We have a holy trinity of bad guys, too, if you think about it. Mm-hmm. Richard, Steven, and Healy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fuck Steven, though.
Not literally.
Not literally.
Yeah. Welcome into the show, by the way, guys. If you're joining us, we're going over the story of the dominant ones. We're kind of giving you an introduction and explaining some stuff. Illy, one more time, showing off the black and white badass.
I'm sorry, he does look like a badass.
He does.
Anyway,
Kind of ruined that way.
Very noir.
If you were kind of curious about what songs Tony would be related to, Live and Let Die by Guns N' Roses is my thought process.
Yeah, I feel that's funny as hell.
Yeah. Very secret agenty. He could... honestly, if you were going to take like a stereotype cyberpunk character, I think Tony would probably slip into that, and not without the augmentation and stuff, just in the world. He could fit in there perfectly fine and not even blink.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. So who's next?
Emmett.
All right, yeah, Emmett's another big name. This is Emmett Bettis. He is... Okay, so if Thomas is the middle brother, Tam is the sister, and Tony is the big brother, Emmett is the uncle just trying to keep the ship afloat.
For the love of God, kids, don't fuck it up.
Yeah. Emmett is... he's the vice president over at Walker, and the events of the story start... He's kind of having to mentor Thomas at a very quick rate. And it's not that he isn't trusting of Thomas. He thinks he's going to do fine, but it's kind of... You ever have to have somebody train in like 3 weeks and you're not sure if it's going to work or not? Mm-hmm. That's the situation he's in. He has a lot thrown at him, and a lot of Emmett, as I wrote him, it's kind of like your classic Lucius Fox from Batman, but then... I started hearing Idris Elba's voice in my head as Emmett, and it sort of formed into a new person with that. So it's like, he's not like big and burly like Idris, but it's like he's got that authority. Attitude, presence, like
Yes.
that I'm running this damn ship, damn it, and you're going to listen, and you're going to fucking like it!
Yeah, pretty much.
So, that is Emmett. He plays a vital role throughout the series. And... He becomes, he is sort of a Liam Neeson type, too, in that he is going to, like, you know how Liam Neeson had the mentor characters before Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, you know, there is a lot of that in there, too, and he's just kind of leading along and also letting them fall where they need to fall, but when the chips are down, Emmett is the guy you're going to want to trust to. And a matter of fact, a lot of what became of the Walker Company, and Emmett, or Walkers in general... is due to Emmett, because he was that voice that stood up and said, this is not how you do things in a world like this. This is not how you should do things. You should be proactive. You should be helping people, not like taking their money.
It's more like the voice of sanity.
Yeah. Like, I know a lot of corporations get a lot of shit for, it's like, oh, well, you're just taking money for profit. And a lot of them are. I'm not even trying to defend them. Mm-hmm. But I refuse to believe there's not some companies, I'll bet small, that are not just trying to, like, okay, we're making money, but we don't want to leave the world a crater as a result.
It's already a crater? Ugh.
Yeah, well, that's the idea of Walker. That's the Walker Company and why it's the antithesis to Rain-Org.
Okay.
So that's kind of where that comes from. Who's next?
So, I guess the girls?
Which one do you want to show first?
Maria's here.
Okay. So Maria is actually one of the very first characters we will introduce, and she would be a main character.
Yeah.
A lot of these characters, like Tony, even Tam, Emmett, they're secondary, but they're main characters. And we said Thomas and Steven were our protagonists and antagonists. This girl, along with one other, will probably be one of the main characters. And I really like what Illy did with this one because this shows you how fucked the world could be.
Yeah, because we always show, like, as far as we've been showing, like, well, this is how corporate works, this is how the high life is, yada, 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 yada. Mm-hmm. But what's going on with the people that are down under, like in Elysium?
So
like,
where she is at is actually, she's kind of off the chain, because the chain sort of, from what I remember, kind of bleeds off after Dallas. So when you get a little more south, you get into sort of your classic Nomad, Mad Max type situations. But there's still all our countries in the world. They're just fucked beyond belief because of what happened. Mm-hmm. And this is the end result of this. She is chain adjacent. Like, the chain's trying to make its way out to her because they're trying to rebuild the states.
Yeah.
And she is, she's a border girl.
She is.
She's a border girl.
I mean...
in all the ways you're thinking.
I mean, we would have come with a better name, but Maria is Maria.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's like the Jane Smith, though. That's not a knock on her by any means, but this is the world she lives in is, she's living day to day. She doesn't have a family. She's very much like, I don't know if I'm going to have a house by the end of the day type situation.
Am I going to eat at the end of the day? Oh,
what
shit.
the hell did you do?
I don't know. This needs to...
Okay.
Technical,
there we go.
There. No, that was on me. That
okay.
wasn't me. Sorry. Nothing happened in the stream, honestly. It was more of a...
All right, what are you trying to show here?
I just wanted to do a close-up. That's all.
On the face?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's some details there.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Let's see what we got here.
There.
Okay.
So, but keep on going.
Okay, well, I thought you had some details you wanted to point out. That's why I was saying that.
The pink.
Okay. The pink does become important.
Yeah.
Won't say it won't. But she's very much day to day. She's kind of got hope in her eyes. She's like, okay, one day I'm going to get out of here. You know, this isn't the worst thing in the world. I can get to the chain. Da-da-da-da-da. That sort of begins our story.
Yeah.
Take it to the next one.
Let's go see Melanie.
Mm-hmm. And this is Melanie. I believe her last name was Medina, if I'm correct. Yeah, Melanie Medina. She is a Midwesterner. If you were going to name a song after her, it'd be Small Town by John Mellencamp. That's actually a lot of the inspiration for a lot of her background. It is sad, but again, it's with Maria, it's always kind of like there's a hopefulness to her.
Yeah.
Like, she knows some of the decisions she's make are going to bite her in the ass, but it's more of it can't be any worse than this.
Oh, no. It can't.
And in some ways, she's not wrong. So, Melanie is a Midwestern girl. She grew up in the chain. She comes from a very religious family, and when we meet her, she's having a crisis of faith. She's not really sure if religion to her is what it is to her parents, and it's a very strong religion in her family. One thing her and her father have a lot of conflict with is she likes to dance. Like, she's a ballet-trained dancer, and she wants to kind of pursue that, and she's having that fracas with her father of like, I want to do things, but the father's like, you gotta do it this way.
Yeah, you gotta follow the things that the parents...
And she's still going to the church, she's helping out in the youth groups and all that stuff, and she's trying, but she's really not sure what to make of it all. Well, sometimes religion is what's going to keep you going at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean... that's the thing with faith. Mm-hmm. Faith is always going to be there. It's always going to exist.
Faith has its good and bad traits.
Yeah. I don't judge... Like, it doesn't matter what fucking religion it is, but faith at the end of the day is what a lot of people are living on.
Yeah.
So...
And Melanie, as she progressed through the story, actually, I feel like, okay, if Tony is my voice, I honestly feel like she is actually my legit voice. Like, she's the one that kind of like, this is a character I would design. Like, it's like, Maria, I kind of still struggle with because there's elements of her that will become clear later on in the story. I'm still trying to wrap my head around, but with Melanie, it's very straightforward. It's very much like, she's a smartass when she needs to be, and she's
boy is she.
yeah, and her character arc is very fun, and there's a lot of, again, she's a Midwesterner, I'm a Midwesterner, so it does, I felt that, especially moving down to Texas as I have,
Yep.
a lot of the things that I started to reflect on when I was kind of like living in a small town, much like her, this is the end result of that. And it's been fun writing her. And she has a very good arc. It's not a redemption. I would actually say it's a revelation to her.
Oh, yeah.
And she doesn't fight it. And that's the most interesting dynamic about that. But this, again, pay attention to the hair. That is a key there. That's a big red flag.
It's more, not the hair, the lighting. Like, all of the characters have a weird lighting, if you haven't noticed.
And some of them are intentional.
Yes.
Some of them are style. Some of them are hintity hintin.
Hey.
Like, whoop, 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 whoop. All right, what we got next? Or is that everybody?
So, I have the one with the suit.
Okay, yes.
And-
Let's go on.
So, okay. Yeah.
Okay. This one caused a lot of people that side to go, what?
Everything is going on in that picture.
Yeah. Actually, Rakagoth actually asked me when she saw this picture, she said, is that a robot? What the hell's going on behind there? And my answer was, kind of, and storage.
Yes. You should have said yes to everything.
Yeah. But where's the fun in that? It makes it less interesting.
Yes.
So, this is Unit 19-97. We nicknamed her Blue, and the reason we did is because Illy can't understand numbers with this, so we had to make them color coordinated.
Yeah, I'm bad at numbers.
She is a servant. She is actually one of the... So there are, as of her creation, 19 generations of servants. By the way, they pump these out once a year.
Yeah. They bumped a
So
bunch of them.
this
And
is
it's
almost
not
20
one.
years in.
It's not one. It's a series. It's like the dolls that you buy, like from the Living Dead dolls. This is series number 19.
So
bitch.
if you wanted a Snake Eyes, there's your Snake Eyes.
Yeah, it's like...
You want Optimus Prime with a new hat? There you go.
Yeah. I'm scared of...
Yeah, Mr. Black is, I think he's a 13th gen.
Okay.
And every generation obviously has improvements because, they're essentially human iPhones. Sorry, it's just, let's call it what it is.
Yeah, get the number 19. This is the newest version.
Yeah.
What?
By the way, there's no trade-in policy.
No. No, unless you break her.
Well, that's if you're special. Wonder what we're talking about.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I know you don't. But, so that is, so yes, she is a servant, but she is actually a unique one. When it came time for her processing, she went at record speed. Like, okay, so it takes a certain amount of time. She was done in the oven. Like, imagine you put a pizza in the oven and it's done in like 5
It's
minutes.
because she's tiny.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah.
There is another servant unit that's related to her. I don't know if, do you want to show that
I
one?
have him here.
Okay. Yep. This is 19-95. Male Blue.
I flipped him. Whoops.
That's okay. By the way, if you haven't picked up on some of the references with these numbers, I'm just going to say I would check the dates on the Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yes. Yes. Anyway.
Yeah, and some of the other characters, when you find out what numbers are what, there are references abound in there. I think one of them is a straight-up nod to Carrie, is what we joked.
Carrie? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my bad.
Uh-huh.
The thing with, like, I wanted to show off him more
Uh-huh.
because so people knew that it's not just girls.
Yeah.
There's boys.
Well, we have Mr. Black.
Well,
Sorry.
you know what I'm talking about.
Mr. Black!
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah, so anyone, they can make a servant, male, female, what have you.
Yeah.
We do have a focus here for obvious reasons of story. But don't think that this world did not factor these equations in.
Yeah, they factor them.
So, I will also say, yes, what do you think servants would be used for? It's not fucking hard to figure out.
Do I need to spell it? Do we need to spell it? No.
Give me an S!
S.
Give me an E!
Why E? Oh, yeah, E.
Give me an X!
And that's it.
What makes the world go round?
Sex.
There you go. It's not money, it's sex. Sex and money make the world go round, actually.
Honestly, yeah, that's the best fucking company you can do at that time.
Yeah.
Like, how do you want to make you feel your clients be happy and come back? Sex. Because what? Sex sells.
But who's buying?
But yeah, that's...
Incidentally, I forgot to say, with Richard, if you were going to pick a song, be Peace Sells by Megadeth.
I guess.
Peace sells, but who's buying? Yeah. So, yes, anybody could be a servant, and yes, there are tweaks. There are tweaks to them. Why do they have specific hair like this? Why are their eyes a certain way? There are reasons.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, there are reasons, and there are reasons why they have these suits. It's not like we're just dressing them up for kicks and giggles. Everything
has a purpose.
So I have a program called Y Writer. And I would recommend this program if you're a writer, or if you're even doing D&D campaigns, because I feel like it could be a lot of use for that too.
Yeah.
I have, and even then when I was using Google Drive back in the day when I was doing this, I have pages and pages and pages of notes of everything, of how this world was built, the technology. I mean, Illy looked at it and was like, you're fucking crazy.
You're fucking crazy. When he said, like, it's just that you need to read it, I mean, I'm not gonna read all that shit. Give me a resume. Like, give me a little short that's too long. Didn't read. TLDR.
Yeah. But, I mean, I kind of did that more because it's like I didn't realize, but the guys that wrote The Expanse started out as a D&D campaign in Pathfinder.
Ah.
And the guy was like, you could turn this into a book if you could turn this into like a story. And the guy was like, I can, and thus we have The Expanse.
Yeah.
Which, if you actually kind of see how the story works out, makes a lot of sense. The characters and all that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But, so, when I say that these things are all connected, I'm not bullshitting you. I am not doing a J.J. Abrams mystery box. I've thought this shit through and revised it multiple times. And as soon as I did, Illy usually went, no!
And the thing is that, like, the other day, is like, you need to read it. It's like, yeah, because I don't know what I read. Then he starts telling me certain things. It's like, I didn't know that. It's just because you haven't read it. It's because you've been editing. You went to the bathroom and you edited. It's like, how am I supposed to go back
Welcome to how creative couples work, ladies and gents.
It's so hard. And now, let me be frank. I love this project. Mm-hmm. I love it to bits. It's like our COVID baby.
Yeah.
We said it before. This is our COVID baby.
Yeah. Do we have any other pictures you want to show off just for World or whatever?
I mean,
it's up to you.
I showed a bunch of shit. I have this one.
Yeah. This comes later in the story when Tam is introduced to a servant.
Yes.
And we'll let you piece together where that night went.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. Rock God. I am not lying when I say Brandon goes to work sometimes with his laptop and me, well, whatever I did, doesn't fucking matter because that changed 10 fucking times. The only thing that don't change are the characters.
Thank you for, you're glad about that at least.
I'm happy with that because it's like, bro. No, it's just a testing.
Yeah.
Nada más es una probadita, güey. Anyway.
For our Latin speakers.
Oh, yeah, I need to.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that it's so hard. It's so hard to keep up with this, man. And I'm like, yo, we need to stop because it's been years now since we started. I read this back in 2021.
Yeah, and it is. The skeleton is pretty much done at this point. It's like, I am tweaking it, but it's like I'm trying to add in things to make sense. Like, I did have to build a new scene up, but whenever I do these things, I usually talk with Illy before I do them because it is a co-story here, and it's like a lot of the stuff, like the pictures that she showed, I instantly was like, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. I would not have gotten there if she did not give me the inspiration. So I will literally just spit out a comment to her and be like, hey, could you do this? Just because I need to see how it looks. and she knocks these pictures out of the park, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, then I'm on the right track.
And there was nights that we just talked and talked and talked about it, and it's like, bro, this is getting so good, but you need to stop. You need to just write it.
So at one point, one of these early drafts, I think before we moved it into this form, I actually could not figure out an ending. And it took a while, and I do have an ending in mind, because what we have done is like acts 1, 2, and 3. So my original intent was we're going to do a 3-act thing, it's going to be all succinct and closed. And then I got towards the end, and I'm like, okay, well, what does this happen? What if this happens? Okay, if this happens, God damn it, I have another act I have to write.
I was like, I just got the perfect BME, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what? You do that, I'm gonna write my own fucking story. And that's what happened in 2022. In Wattpad, didn't work out. There was too much.
But it might on Substack.
Yeah, maybe. But the thing is that it's like, I love these characters, but now that's kind of why Tam looks like she does. Because of after, like, you start talking about the character and such, like, hell no, I'm gonna adapt her.
Well, also, sometimes you have to let these bake, and it's like, you could take them out of the oven too early in a sense.
Because Thomas had, like, super long hair. It's like, no.
I still kind of like the super long hair, but I get it.
But I said, like, no, he needs to have long hair, but not that long.
Yeah.
It's like, a lot of, like, things is like, you know what? We need to do this. I need to do this. I gotta bake them again. It's like, it's...
But it's every time they've come out better. That's the one thing I would say. I've never seen a thing where it's like, no, this doesn't work. It's usually like, okay, this is better than what we had. There's always an evolution.
Well, while you're talking, I'm gonna look for something retro, but
okay,
that had changed. Shit, there's a lot of tits. I don't want to show all that.
Yeah, you didn't think that through, did you? You're actually not on screen, so you're good.
No, that's just why I wanted to do it like that. But anyway.
Okay, hang on, guys. So anybody got any questions about what we got going on so far here? We've kind of introduced some characters and concepts. I will say, I am looking to get this up and out in the open, realistically, because I have a lot of editing to do. And if anybody actually knows somebody that could maybe do a spot check of editing, because I think it's getting too much for me now.
Yeah, I can't show anything else.
If you guys know somebody or you're interested, drop me a line. I would definitely use the help. We'll give you credit as an editor or something like that on the story. I don't want you to think we're going to screw you on that.
Yeah, no, it's more because I can do so much.
Yeah.
But I have way too much responsibilities right now with this. Mm-hmm. And then some.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, so we're looking to publish this by March next year, and it's not because I want to make sure we got everything we need done. And what's going to happen at that point is once we start kind of getting into a routine schedule, I have to write the next act.
Please stop.
No, it'll be the last one there, I hope.
Please
you think
stop.
it's just you doing this?
Please stop.
Yeah. No, but it's actually it's a fun because you're going to get to a point with this series where you're going to be like, okay, these characters are left in a good spot, and that's fine. But you're always going to be like,
it's going to be soon. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like, well, what happened to them afterwards? And it's like I kind of want to briefly explore that, but not too much into it.
Yeah, because. Like, all the profile pics that I've done right now are just phase 1.
Mm-hmm.
Phase fucking 1. I still need to think about phase fucking 2.
Yeah, and also at the same time, you have to also factor in with our characters, a couple of them go through damn near anime stereotype transformation sequences. I'm not making it up. Like, it wasn't intended that way, but I was one day like, I'm Gokuing these fuckers.
Yeah.
Or Sailor Mooning or Venus, whatever.
You just pretty cure the fucking thing.
Yeah.
I only understood that reference. I'm sorry.
Okay, there might be more Magical Girl fans in there than you realize. But yeah, that's the goal because it's like it's almost done. It's just fine tuning, and that's a good place to be at as a writer. It's like you got a skeleton down. Now you're adding the muscle structure, and and then it's like it'll be ready to ship.
Yeah, the good thing about my illustrations is that God bless Clip Studio because most of the characters I use models. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
People can think whatever they want. But my models are based on how they should be looking. Mm-hmm. Any fucking character. Even the fucking Mr. Black. Mm-hmm. And
Mr. Black.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And the others. And the rest. So it has helped me a lot on that. It makes it a lot more quicker. to illustrate it. That's kind of why I've been popping out like there's no tomorrow, like
Yeah.
gremlins with water. That's what I'm doing. Like I just pour water on the fucking gremlins and they come out.
Yeah. So,
But
I haven't figured. It will be on. I'm thinking we're definitely gonna be on Substack. We actually have a page for it.
yeah.
It's sitting there ready to go whenever we decide to pull the trigger. I'm trying to figure out. I think some monetization has to happen just because of all the work, and also, you kind of want to get a little.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just sort of designed that way, but we have to figure some stuff out. Because I don't know how, but we may also, when we get to a certain point, if we have people that are interested, we have a lot of fucking concept work. I have no reason. I am more than happy to share it when the time is right.
Yeah, and that being said, like if people want a bit more graphic stuff, hell, you can pay for that.
Yeah.
Because I put a lot of effort on that shit. People think that nudie people are easy. No, sorry.
Like, we may do a Patreon or something like that even, and you can just
Maybe
go in there
a
and look.
Patreon would be
Yeah.
awesome for that kind of
But
stuff.
that's
like,
once we kind of get that's going to be when we get closer to publishing.
But before that, like the project for how I view it is like per chapter, do a good couple of illustrations like I was doing with
Like,
my
yeah,
old-
basically make like a picture for the story and a cover.
Yeah, or maybe I did a cover, like for example, in my Wattpad,
Uh-huh.
I had like a cover of the chapter plus 4 illustrations, 4 single illustrations portraying events
Yeah.
on the story. That's where I want to go into it. And
Yeah.
that's gonna kill me.
So, but we will figure that out because also my goal is when she reads it, she can be like, okay, I want to draw this scene. Like, I want her to pick the scene that she thinks will fit best with what she wants to do. And there are a couple of them where I feel like it's like we may have more because there's so much going on in those scenes.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like I
Yeah.
say 4 because 4 is the magic number for a good story to
Yeah.
fulfill.
There could be less, there could be more, but
Yeah.
that's as we get closer. I think we've covered everything, haven't we?
The basics.
Has anybody got any questions in the audience, Peanut Gallery?
Peanut gallery.
If you guys got thoughts on this, I mean, obviously you'll be talking to us outside of here. But that is the general idea, and I really hope everybody is interested in this. I hope we've kind of made a good pitch for everybody, because
Not gonna lie, I've been nervous all week.
I haven't too.
I've
And
been
it's
nervous
more,
all
it's just when you work on something so hard and you do all this stuff, you get nervous. Yeah, this is a big leap of faith we've kind of taken, showing what we've shown so far. And it's not because I'm not proud of it, but I don't know how it's going to be received. And that's kind of, any person that does anything creative is going to have that nerve.
Yeah, and this is the perfect way to show it off because we kind of wanted to really show it how it deserved. That's kind of why I've been breaking my goddamn back. And this month was a slow month at my job.
Yeah.
So I took full advantage of it.
Yeah. So that's the rough idea of it. I haven't decided if I'm going to post the prologue up on Substack yet because it's more, I want to post that when we're going to get going. That's the only reason I'm really not posting it that much, aside from a few places, is more, I just want to make sure when we get rolling, we get rolling.
Yeah, we did invest a lot. And it's funny that you say that because it's not been, well, money, I guess.
Money's been pretty minimal on this. Like, we've
Yeah.
probably thrown more money into the streaming project than we have this.
On this, the only thing that I spent money on it was the fucking Clip Studio.
And you can even argue that was already paid off by all the commissions you've done, which, by the way, Illy's available for commissions if you haven't figured out yet.
Rockagath, I still need to do your artwork. We need to get together for that. But once I finish the commission that I'm stuck with.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want us talking about that, do they?
What?
The one you're working on with
Oh,
her?
no. That's
Okay.
still like.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Illy's working on something with somebody that sounds very good, and I don't know if you're in the chat. I haven't been able to check in who in the viewers is. It's I've seen some of it. It looks very good, and I'm very looking forward to when you guys can share it, and we will help you out with the promotion of that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. It's not just us sitting here playing video games. We
No.
are very creative people, if you have no doubt noticed. I mean, if you just look at what Illy does with just our stupid PNGers.
Yeah.
I mean, she takes effort to be like, well, you need to look more like Orange Cassidy. Let me do this. I mean, that's the kind of crazy we deal with here. And then we have these side projects. It's like we're very rarely sitting still in this house.
Let me just say that last Sunday we sat our asses in the computer all fucking day to do this.
And I probably will be tomorrow too, because I have part of the reason I kind of did this was also I need to light a fire under my ass because I need to get this done.
Yes.
And it's like sooner or later I have to do it. So.
Because he says you need to read it. Me.
Yeah.
Where is it, baby? I need to read it like the official. I don't want you editing it. I don't want that.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to do it? But I'm looking for it. Like, honestly, the story is great. There's moments that I cried a lot, and it's good. It's like I'm of the opinion that it's gonna get into somebody's ear and head, and if it hits 10, 20 people. For me, it's
if it makes some of our people we hang out with, then it's cool. But I mean, I would obviously love to be able to say, "Hey, I did better than that." But I'll take what I can get at this point because this has been like, I have other projects in the pipeline I want to work on, and this one's kind of like, okay, I don't do this that often where it's like I feel like, okay, this is baked enough. I think we can start doing things. Because normally it's like I'm very timid when it comes to my actual writing, to which my wife looks at me like, why are you not fucking showing this shit?
Yeah, he should more. And I feel like as of all this project, even Magic Ninja Robot, like it's been for me and him like, yo, we are capable of doing good things, doing creative things, etc., etc. And I say, why not? Why are we gonna fucking lose? Nobody's gonna fucking lose anything.
Yeah.
The only thing that we're gonna lose is the time.
Yeah, and it's time that we already had a good time investing, so it's already paid off.
Yeah.
It's not like Kevin Smith where I have to cash out like a bunch of credit cards and pray to God my movie makes it. No. This, I just post it on Substack and go, whatever happens, happens.
Whatever happens, happens. And I'm very proud of our baby. I hope you like our baby. It's gonna be a very disturbing baby.
It's gonna be something.
It's a disturbing baby. A disturbing.
Look, the name and the title itself should, and we already said what servants are and all that stuff, and sex sells, but who's buying? It is. It's. I kind of don't want to make it like the classic dystopia cyberpunk, and I kind of tried very hard to avoid that. And actually, I think about it now, how we introduce the character slowly. We do start out there and then get to the nice end at the end of by a third arc.
Yeah.
Or a third chapter, we're already there.
Yeah. I'm just going to start, like, showing off slowly, like, what we've been showing.
Yeah. If you guys are a little late to the show.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
But you keep on talking.
And, I'm not going to sum up everything because, we're kind of getting long in the tooth here. I know that. But credit should be credit due. Illy has just knocked all these illustrations out of the park. And... she has really worked. The world that is built from her. And I hope people see that. And I hope it entices people. By the way, go back to Richard real quick. I just want to go to that. The funny thing with Richard was he has evolved quite a bit also because I straight up ripped the Elusive Man out.
Yeah. And I don't know how to draw old man.
Well, you did pretty good here.
And here he is.
Yeah.
Spots and everything. Anyway.
He's not Mr. Burns bad, but...
No. Excellent.
Excellent.
But there's a lot of love that I put it on this illustration. Even the Steven. Even Steven.
I think if I take anything away from this, it's when we get to the end of the story, if people are not retching when Steven's on screen, we're not doing our job right.
I hope you hate them. I hate him.
Because it's like, in my opinion, if you can write a villain good, a good villain is just somebody you want to punch in the face instantly.
Yeah.
So I hope to God, I feel like I'm setting a high bar talking about that, but it's the honest to God truth. It's like I have a hard time writing Steven because I have to go to some very mentally dark places in my head that it's like I kind of have to, after I do that, I can't write for a few days. It's just too much.
And there's like another character that is with his pair. It's his pair. Honestly.
Yeah.
She's on the poster. I hate her. Because it's the same thing as like when I draw her and everything is like, bro.
Yeah, it's like
the
some of these
nasty-
characters, and it's not like we're being like terrible people, but it's like you have to go to certain headspaces if you've ever written or done
Yeah.
anything, and it's like there are times where it's like I had to write Steven, and it's like she's like, "Well, you're gonna keep writing." I'm like, I can't, and I have to like walk away. I have
need
to
to
find.
s-
I need to
to
find
stop.
something counterproductive to everything.
I need to stop and save a puppy. That's where I feel like we need to do sometime things with them. Like, I need to stop and bake cookies.
In all
for
fairness, I feel a large part of maybe why it took so long is because I just don't want to do that because I know the head state I have to go into, and it's very exhausting. Mm-hmm. Your Putty Pucko's talking.
Mm. Oh, why he wants? Oh yeah, he says like if the villain is not hated, you did something wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that's a very good thing to say. Unless you're like making him sympathetic, it's all in how you present it. But
But I want to say this.
Hmm?
Now that you mentioned that with the villain and such, I am fucking hating this era of making villains sympathetic, romanticizing the villain.
yeah,
I.
there's a reason Darkseid's Darkseid. There's a reason Lex Luthor's Lex Luthor.
Don't get me wrong. I love my Loki. But he's still a bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's like he did bad things, Brandon. you can.
There's
see
a
what
reason Hans Gruber is Hans Gruber.
It's like anyone that is like bad. Like there's a reason, and a lot of people's like, "Oh, he looks sleazy." Sleazy is not the word.
I mean, when people start going, Emperor Palpatine had a point, I immediately go, you need to get your head checked.
Yeah, I mean, the only person that said that was fucking Jeffrey Dahmer, Brandon. And that's a fact.
Oops, sorry.
That's a fact. Anyway.
Star Wars fact!
It's a Star Wars fact and a serial killer fact.
Yeah.
Two things.
But you know who also was bad, and we keep bringing him up tonight?
Mr. Black!
Alright, I think that's about all we got for tonight then. So, I hope this has been interesting to everybody. I'm debating, do we want to make like a Discord channel in our channel for this, or do we want to kind of keep that back yet?
I think if they have questions, they
If
can
you-
put it on the main one.
If you put it on the main one, I'll put it this way. If you're in our Discord, which I will share again because,
Mr. Black.
yeah, that won't get old, will it? If you're not in our Discord, come on over. But if you guys like what you've seen and there's enough like talk about it, I'm open to doing a channel in our Discord that can focus on just this, and we can kind of go a little more in depth about it.
If you know what would be awesome, yes, sharing this shit.
Yeah, if you can share, if you can help us promote, just get some interest going. I mean, people here, I said we're going to start next year in March to start publishing, so it's a slow crawl to there. But and the more help I can get in doing this, and like I said, if anybody knows an editor or somebody that wants to help me edit this, that would help a lot. Because I feel like every time I start editing, I start piecing, like, no, I can change this. No, I need somebody to just straight up edit.
Yeah.
Not alter the story, straight up edit. I think I need that.
Like errors, grammatical, and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Because I can be, look, English is not my first language.
And I just go crazy.
And I have the proper English. So it's like, it's kind of hard
Yeah.
for me to...
So if we can find somebody to help do that, like I said, at least I can get you an editor credit. I don't know if money we can talk about when we get a little closer to that, if we have to, if whatever it takes. But it's like, I don't know how much of a... I never had to use an editor before, so I don't know what to exactly incentivize with. But if anybody wants to take a look at this first look and edit, that's about the best I can do right now. We can talk about compensation on that otherwise later on. But don't want you guys thinking I'm going to like cheap you out on this. It's just... I think I need somebody that's independent so I don't just start because it's like I will keep playing with this until the end of the world.
That's the problem, because he goes back to it and he edits, but edits the fucking story. It's like, you need to stop. Like, this is me hitting Brandon in his head.
And then it's like, but I got it better.
No, I need to keep on doing it. So I need somebody that actually just helps us out, that it doesn't sound like a stupid person wrote
Yeah.
it.
Which he did.
So it's really it's the only thing that we want.
Yeah.
If anyone knows anyone, it would be awesome.
Yeah, and we can negotiate if we need to. I'm not saying that. It's just I've never had to use an editor before, so this is new to me.
So, aside of that, that's pretty much our baby.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a bunch of illustrations that I need
Yeah,
to
and we
finish.
may also do some live streams of like concept art stuff like that if you want to do for art side.
Sure.
If you want to. I'm not saying you have to.
Right.
Let's see here. Coming up on the channel this week. Tomorrow I'm playing. I don't know what I'm playing yet. However, because Namco woke me up this morning and said, you got in the beta for Tekken 8. There will be some Tekken this weekend. I just don't know what day yet. It'll probably be in the morning also.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he has.
I have to balance my time between Spider-Man and Tekken this weekend. If there was ever first world problems, I don't know what. It could be worse.
Yes. So.
So
I'm just pretty.
that's the stream side of things. Half-Assed is going to be on Saturday.
Oh, as usual.
Yeah, nothing's changed there. Well, we'll figure that out. Again, we have to kind of do some diving on that one.
Yeah. But for now.
Yeah, but this is just the presentation, the elevator pitch, if you will. It's a long elevator, I know. It's almost 2 hours in.
Is it?
Hour and 20 minutes.
It's an hour 20. That's
Okay.
nothing. That's nothing. We talk for more.
Yeah.
No.
But, yeah, so that is all we got right now. Thank you, everybody, for checking out. And like I said, and Illy said, actually, if you can share this information, if you can share, hey, there's this really cool story coming out, if you can just tell people kind of where we need to go and all that stuff, that helps out a lot. Just word of mouth is going to carry a lot of this. I mean...
I will try and open somewhere. I don't want to open a DeviantArt. Fuck that. I would
Maybe
like...
I'll do on Substack.
I think I'm going to open a Substack on my end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and put all the illustrations.
Within reason.
Within reason. Well,
Yeah.
the illustrations that I showed up, so people can see it and have like a perspective of.
Yeah. Also,
how
we
it
can
is.
gauge interest on our own end and see where we can pursue
Yeah,
this too.
because I would like to like show off because most of the stuff is on Twitter and I've been like uploading them as I go, and it's fucking tiresome.
And then I can pipe in with notes or something if I want to, maybe.
So yeah, I would like to see if I can do something about that.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all can have all the information sitting in one spot, I guess. But
Next thing you know, we build a wiki.
that'd be awesome. But no, I
No,
don't
we're
have-
not there yet. We're
First
close.
first off, I don't have the fucking patience for people.
Meanwhile,
like
me,
that.
it's just like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
Oh yeah, well,
But I don't think we're that involved yet.
it doesn't have enough information
No,
for that.
not yet.
But I would like to put like somewhere all the illustrations
But
so they
we
can
will
see them. And,
try and figure that out.
yeah, but not in DeviantArt. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I've been there for 10 years, and it's not gotten better. It's not gotten better. Fuck
Yeah.
that place.
But I think on that, we will wrap it up for tonight. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you, everybody, for checking in. We hope you like what you saw, and we hope you were intrigued.
I hope you were intrigued.
Yeah, and I will see you at some point tomorrow then.
Yeah, stay tuned for more tits, I guess, with my artworks. But to be perfectly honest, thank you again for everyone that showed
Thanks,
up.
everybody, for showing up. Thank you for showing interest, and go forth and share, please.
Yes, please do. As we're signing out, have a blessed night, I guess, and we're gonna go and take a well-earned nap, I guess.
Good night, everybody.
Night, night.